think let's go across and start our lesson. We start off having a look to see where there's a whole lot of rocks, and as they come, you got this barrier, as it were, and that force of the water, the momentum of that big mass hitting suddenly shoots up into the air, breaks up into tiny little bits. You can see pieces of water shooting off all on their own, and you have these little pieces. And this is the one that we're going to be doing in our wave, where it hits the rocks, all these little bits and pieces, and then you've got this big whitish mass, as it were, with a little bit of your shadow color in this particular area. Okay, let's go to the next one. There we go. It's a bit of a close-up again. You can see here how we've got a bit of this browny grey coming in here, where you could just about see through the rocks coming through in that area, and all the little sprays, the little bits and pieces going across. And here is a lot of spent foam. This is the previous wave has gone over here, and this is on its way back down and meeting this other one that's coming up. So in here you can see all the frothiness. So, and then have a look here in this corner, in the shadow area. Now we've been picking up here the reflection of the sky. So in this, the same as in the snow, you're going to be picking up all the different colors that are around, because white is is never white. It's always picking up reflection from what's around it. This is just another one of that same area to show you where the other spent foam has now disappeared. This going along in a different, inside there is a little touch of a greeniness. So what I'm trying to do is to train your eye to see all the different nuances, the tiny little bits of color coming in. If you look carefully inside here, there's a bit of a pinkish color as well. So if you want to make these waves look normal, as it were, you need to check and see in your photograph, if you've taken one and you're copying them, what are the colors that are in there? I don't know, can you see that? All the nice little colors, a slightly greenish tinge in this area. Yeah, go to the next one. Right, here is that other one that's been spent already. You've got the green and the blue in here of the sky. You've got the green in the color, and the very darker blue of the part of the ocean itself. And inside here, you start getting a little touch of viridian green. And here, this blue of the sky. There's also blue of the sky, and little touch of viridian in this area, blue of the sky, little touch of green in here. So as I said, I'm trying to get you to observe and have a look and see what is there. Look at all the little fingers of the water running down all the little areas of the rock, and these are the little ones that make it so very interesting. Even here you can see some of it is still running down, gathered from inside here, coming down almost like little spring, as it were, and this foam going in. You can see the lines. You need to add those lines in to give you the direction. Here's a very interesting one. I took this quite a few years back in South Africa, down at Mossel Bay, and this was actually taken through a very, very heavy storm. It's not quite easy seen here because all this area is part of the Mossel Bay Harbour that comes in, and At the time, I was actually videoing a fishing boat that was coming in, and the swell was so high that the fishing boat would actually disappear, and virtually you could hardly even see the top of the mast in the swell, and come up and down and up and down, and it was going across these breakers, all these little special concrete anchors that they put inside here. And here again you can see the greeny color inside, and there's this very slight pink in this area as well, across here, and bits and pieces sort of breaking off as it hits. It's, in actual fact, when I took these photographs of the video, I had to steady myself against a lamp pole. Right, here we're starting to come again now, where the waves are coming in and splashing over the rocks. Oh, okay, I've got the photographs I thought we were missing. Okay. These were taken not so long ago, about 3 weeks ago, out at Piha on the west coast. During a storm, these waves are very, very big. But this particular day, it wasn't stormy at all. So, but here we've got these rocks, and the Lion Rock is to the right-hand side. In this particular area here, it is the waves and the currents are very treacherous, so much so that we have a program that comes on Piha Rescue on the TV, where all these life savers and lifeguards are keep on rescuing people out in the sea here. Some people do stupid things. Anyway, there's the one. Let's have a look at the next one. There's a general picture again too, with the water hitting and all this flow coming over the rocks. In other words, that wave has just disappeared and passed over that and running across and hitting these ones across here, and you can see it's gone across to here as well. And there you've got your, like a touch of your like a sap green color in between the waves. Just showing you the various types, what happens with the wave at the same point. So if you've got a nice place near the sea, wherever you are there, take a couple of photographs in the different ways, and you can use them for different things in your painting. Right, this one looks to be slightly, oh no, it's a crop, and this is basically part of the area which we're going to be doing this morning, where we got all these nice, it's just gone over, the second wave has come up, and we've got all this coming over the nice little ledge coming across there. You got the one, you got the other wave across here, and another one breaking here. Right, let's go over now, and we can start our painting. Right here, just take that off. Now we're going to be working with our masking fluid. So I'll give the bottle a nice shake, and then let's go over to my palette, and I'm going to pour a little bit into this little container here, and maybe you can use a tablespoon or something like that, put it in, so that at least you have a little bit of a cup holding it, so that when you come along, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip this into there and take most of it off, and then let's go and to our picture, and I'm going to come along and I'm going to dab those in so the top of the bristles give you those little dots with a little piece of the water sort of flying off. Pick some more. I'm just going to do around the edges. We won't be going in painting in the sky into this area. We'll sort of bring it into this area here. So we need some more down here. So we're going to do quite a bit of this. A few tiny little ones. Picking up some if you're doing a much bigger painting, then it's easier. We go along and just actually put a splatter similar to this. You can come along and just do that. You see, you can put some of that splatter in. Let's put a bit here. Let's see how it'll work on this one. Oops. No, it doesn't want to work so nice on here. The painting is a bit too small. I'll come in and touch some of those others just now. Just want to get the basic in here at the moment. And a few. These little splashes across here. I've got some other places where I want to put some masking fluid, but I'll come back to that. I just want to come in with a smaller brush now. Let's wet that. And then I'm going to add a few, take some of this up, put some tiny little dots in between. So these give us the bigger ones, and we need a few tiny little bits of the spray. Very carefully, tiny little dots along the edges. And the inside here, I'm going to just start bringing that a little bit closer. These little dots. Let me just clean my brush quickly. Pick up some of these and dabbing with a point, especially if you've got a brush that has got hairs that are sort of split open. It works very nice. So let's take some of that off here. A few more little. Okay, I think that's enough there for the moment. Now I'm going to take this little brush and I'm going to start putting in some of these little water streaks that are coming down. So I'm going to just put a few little streaks. Very small. If you put too many in, it doesn't matter. You can always come back when we paint. You can paint them out. Rather put too many than too few. Some more down, a little bit down here. In some areas I'm going to broaden a little bit and then come in and do some painting inside that, especially down the bottom end here, and I'm going to do a bit more broadening here, bit broader. all this here is, that big flow is coming over this particular rock. I'm just going to clean my brush with water every so often, that it doesn't solidify on the through in the airs of the brush. Big amount coming down here, and whole stack coming over the top here. Some going this side, some going that side. Remember to put it into the flow of the rocks. And here you also got some of that spray, little across the edge. So when we paint the rocks, the little bit of a spray will show through. And I'm going to do, we got this wave that's running across here, and I'm going to, and some of that splashing on the top, so we get a nice, not too even. So here we got this little splashing wave here. Remember I said we got to do quite a bit of masking fluid today. Put some more into here. There's a bit of running down. Right, let me clean my brush. Some more. We got little rivulets coming down. Some more little rivulets coming down in this area. All right, let's just fill this in a little bit here. I don't want it, got to keep this area white. All this area, little wave has got all the little splashes across into this area. There's a whole lot coming down here as well. It looks a mess at the moment, but we see what we can make out of it a little bit later on. You have to almost go by faith here at the moment, because you can't always see exactly what it's going to look like in the end. You can't, it's not that prominent that you can see nicely what's going on. So let's see, we got some touches across here.
Couldn't you color the masking fluid so that it's easier to see?
Yes, look, you get the some masking fluid is absolutely white. This has got a coloring already put into it, so it's got, you can see that little bit of the yellow tinge to it. I know there's another masking fluid, I've seen it in other videos and stuff, that's got a blue color, that when you put it on, the masking fluid shows blue. But what actually happens is, if unless you've got the light shining nicely on here to get that little reflection, it's not always easy to see where you've put it. So, and when there's a lot, you've got to look against the light to get that reflection to see. You see here, there's a bit of reflection there with the light coming on. But sometimes you have to put your eye and look at it from flat from the side to see where you've put it. But even then, it's not always really to see that it's exactly what you wanted. So let's see what else we've got here. Let me take a quick look and see if I'm missing anything. Now let me take a little bit here, where some of this is maybe splashing over this rock here a bit. And I want to keep this area nice and open. I don't want any rock color to come into here. There's a nice little gap. Across there. Where else? Yeah, we got this also down here. The bottom bit of this big wave. Let's see. All right, hopefully, right. Let's add a few little ones that are running down here as well. Okay, let's take a quick look at the photograph and see where we've got everything in that I need to put in. Yeah, I think that's good enough at the moment. Right, now we can start putting in the sky, but before we do that, I need to make sure that the masking fluid is not wet, so that when we put it on, you don't get that a real mess. So I'm just going to put it on, not on the very high heat, but just enough to dry. That should be enough. Right. Let me just clean my toothbrush that I've been using so that it doesn't also clog up. Okay, let me just give it a wipe. Right, ready for next time. Put that down. Good. Now I'm going to bring some water in for the sky.